baby cube.
What are you talking about? You're delusional. And you're
What do these remarkable artists have in common? Well, that's just it. They are both quite uncommon. These ladies have both managed to leverage their creativity in order to provide for themselves in the game of life. That's right. Outside of being artists and beautiful women of colour, they both wake up each day and are required to do exactly what they love to do, and that is to utilise their creativity all day, every day, although they are both currently building their empires. I'd say it's bloody obvious that they're going to create a lot of fantastic art and become icons in their respective fields. Meet Lakeisha. At one point she worked in finance, but then she decided that she would prefer to make incredibly beautiful art all day long, so she quit her desk job. She then combined her financial wizardry with her God-given painting ability. And well, the rest is history. History as in Shaquille O'Neal owns one of her paintings. Meet Kaylee Jade Warfield, writer, actress and director. Anyone that meets this young lady will immediately understand why she belongs in front of a camera. I mean, she interviewed Usher Raymond when she was 8 years old, for Christ's sakes. But she also enjoys being behind the camera as well. She's currently directing her short film entitled Wake Up. Let's find out how they feel about the concept of delusion.
Initially, when I heard the word delusional, I only saw it in a negative light. I felt like being delusional meant you were mentally unwell and you were detached from reality and you were lost and you were in your own world, and I thought that was a bad thing. I wondered, how could somebody fit into society or succeed in life if they're so out of touch with reality? Because we're conditioned to believe that being delusional is wrong, and maybe that's because in some cases it can be dangerous. Like if someone's delusions lead them to act recklessly or harmfully, it can have serious consequences. But over time, I have come to see the word differently, completely differently, because now I see being delusional as not just a positive quality, but a necessary one to achieve greatness. Like, life to me it's like a painting. If I only stuck to painting realistic things, what was realistic and possible, I would never create the surreal, breathtaking pieces that define my work. I would stay within what others expect, and that would rob me of my creative power. And I've realized that life is the same way. If you only pursue what seems realistic or what others tell you is possible, you're never going to reach your full potential. Having delusional goals and dreams, visions of what seems impossible or beyond reach, that is the first step to creating something extraordinary. Being delusional is what allows us to imagine a reality outside the one we're currently in, and then take the steps to make it real. It's a very important first step. Think about the most inspiring people in history. Think about the most inspiring people in history: the inventors, the artists, the visionaries, the trailblazers. At some point, they were probably called crazy and delusional. Who would have thought humans could fly airplanes before, or that technology could allow us to instantly connect and FaceTime people from across the globe? These were all delusional ideas until they became our reality. Being delusional sets you apart from everybody else who stays in the box that society conditions us to live in, because they don't want anyone outside of that box. Most people are taught to play it safe, think practically, and follow the rules, which makes them easier to control. And I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, so let me tone it down a bit, but if too many people started thinking outside the box, dreaming big and chasing impossible ideas, society as we know it might collapse. But maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe that's how progress happens. Now I see the word delusional as a compliment, depending on the context. It's about refusing to accept limits. It's about daring to believe in something bigger and bolder and better, even when no one else can see it yet. So if you are being called delusional, take it as a sign that you're thinking in ways other people are not brave enough to think. Use that as fuel to keep going. Dream so big that it scares you. Set goals so big and bold that they sound ridiculous, because being delusional is often the first step to creating a reality other people cannot even imagine. And that's what I'm going for. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, the people who are willing to embrace a little bit of delusion are the ones who change the world. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Bars. Bars. The end. Hope you liked it.
Hey, Sachi. It's your girl, Kaylee Jade Warfield. So welcome to my room. It's kind of chaotic right now because I'm actually in the midst of about to go shake my ass. So we love that. All right. So delusional, the negative and the positive connotation. I guess we should start with the negative connotation because that's where it all started from. So how do I feel about it? I think that being delusional, I mean, there is obviously a negative and a positive. There's duality to that word. The negative connotation would probably be more of not really being grounded in reality. That typical phrase of your head being up in the clouds kind of thing, like not really understanding what's happening around you, actively, not really having your ear or your foot to the ground, being out of the loop on things, not being locked in, the complete opposite of being locked in. And just probably like going along to the beat of your own drum and doing whatever you want despite the responsibilities and the reality that's been placed in front of you. That's what I would say is the negative connotation. And honestly, like, there's a lot of that right now. It's kind of hard not to be. So moving into the positive side, I think that there is some part of delusion that does work in our favor. For example, it's 2025, Trump is in office. How do you survive during a time like that where we are now going backwards in time, the way that he is removing these incredibly important bills that have created the nation of the United States. And as far as race or gender, what reproductive rights, whatever it is, like, we going back in time. So because of that, how do you survive? How do you keep going when you're seeing headline after headline after headline that shit's just getting worse? You kind of got to be a little delusional. You kind of just got to be like, well, it's only 4 years. It's not that long. That's kind of delusional because that's absolutely 1,500 days. And that's a long time. Long time. So I guess it would be like 20,000 days or something. I don't really know. I'm not good at math. But bottom line is, there is a level of delusion that can work in your favor by keeping a blind eye. In a way, it's like being delusional. You've got tunnel vision on what's going on in your life, maybe, or maybe you have decided to keep out certain things, remove things from your world to maintain your happiness and your joy, to keep you going, because it's really hard to do that. So yeah, I feel like, to me, that would be the difference between the negative and the positive side. I think that there is probably more substance and context to the negative side because that's kind of where that word was derived from. I could be wrong. But on the positive side is being delusional in your own right. Like recognizing the world and the chaos that's around you, but being like, all right, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm just here. Like, I'll never call Trump my president. I'll never do that. Ever. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. I know I had an anecdote. There was a story that I had, but I forgot. So, for example, being delusional is smoking myself into a coma. That is my level of delusion. So yeah. Okay, bye!
Baby Cube.